Gearheads, today we're diving into something really special. Supercars made right here in America. When most people think of supercars, their minds instantly jump to Italy with Ferrari and Lamborghini, or maybe Germany with Porsche. But the US? We've got some absolute monsters of our own, machines that combine raw power, bold design, and that unapologetic American spirit of go big or go home. So, buckle up, because we're about to explore 7 of the greatest American supercars ever made. Not just their specs, but the stories, the legends, and why these cars represent more than just horsepower and top speed. 7. Dodge Viper SRT. Let's kick things off with an icon, the Dodge Viper. Few cars scream American muscle and supercar at the same time quite like this snake. First introduced in the early 90s, the Viper was Chrysler's way of saying, "We can build a car that's every bit as wild as anything coming out of Europe." The Viper is pure insanity. Under its long, curvy hood sat an 8.0-liter V10 engine at first, later upgraded to 8.4 liters in its final generations. We're talking about over 600 horsepower in the earlier SRT models, and up to 645 horses in the last versions. This wasn't a car that cared about comfort or finesse. It was a beast that wanted to scare you. And honestly, that's what made it so special. Driving a Viper was like taming a wild animal. No traction control for the early models, no fancy driver aids. It was just you, the massive V10, and the road. Either you respected the car, or the car reminded you who was in charge. And yet, that danger, that rawness, is what made the Viper legendary. For many enthusiasts, the Dodge Viper is the definition of what an American supercar should be: brutal, unapologetic, and unforgettable. 6. Ford GT. Next up, the Ford GT. This car is basically American heritage on wheels. It's not just a car. It's a piece of history, born from one of the greatest rivalries in motorsport. Back in the 1960s, Henry Ford II wanted to beat Ferrari at their own game in Le Mans, and out of that fiery determination came the GT40, which dominated the 24 hours of Le Mans 4 times in a row. Fast forward to the 2000s and beyond, Ford brought that legend back to life with the Ford GT. The first modern version, launched in 2005, packed a 5.4-liter supercharged V8 with 550 horsepower. But then came the second generation in 2017, and Ford took things to another level. This newer Ford GT came with a twin-turbocharged V6 EcoBoost engine. Yes, a V6, but don't be fooled. It pumped out over 650 horsepower and was capable of hitting over 216 miles per hour. Plus, the car's design was breathtaking. It looked futuristic while still paying homage to the GT40 of the past. The Ford GT isn't just about speed. It's about pride. It's proof that American engineering could stand toe-to-toe with Ferrari. 5. Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. When you think of American sports cars, the Corvette is probably the first that comes to mind. But the ZR1? That's when Chevy said, "Let's turn the Corvette into a true supercar." The C7 Corvette ZR1 in particular is just brutal. Under its hood sits a 6.2-liter supercharged V8, nicknamed the LT5, producing a staggering 755 horsepower. That made it the most powerful production Corvette ever made when it launched. But here's the kicker. The Corvette ZR1 wasn't just about straight-line speed. Chevy gave it a track-tuned suspension, aerodynamics that kept it glued to the road, and brakes that could bring this monster to a stop from insane speeds. It could go toe-to-toe with European exotics at a fraction of the cost. And that's part of the Corvette's charm. It's an attainable supercar, relatively speaking. You didn't have to be a billionaire to experience something that could compete with Ferraris and McLarens. The ZR1 is proof that America doesn't just make fast cars. We make cars that give you unbeatable value and performance. 4. Saleen S7. Now we're entering rare air with the Saleen S7. If you want an American supercar that looks exotic, feels exotic, and drives like a bat out of hell, this is it. Introduced in 2000, the Saleen S7 was one of the first true American-built supercars designed to compete with the best Europe had to offer. And man, did it deliver. With a naturally aspirated 7.0-liter V8 producing 550 horsepower, the original S7 was already insane. But then Celine decided to go even crazier, adding twin turbos and bumping that number up to 750 horsepower. The car could hit 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds flat and had a top speed well over 200 miles per hour. But what really set it apart was its design. It looked like it had come straight out of a Hollywood movie, with those aggressive curves and that race car stance. The Celine S7 proved that America could build a car that wasn't just powerful, but also exotic in every sense of the word. Even today, it's a rare and highly collectible piece of automotive history. 3. SSC Ultimate Aero. Speaking of rare and exotic, let's talk about the SSC Ultimate Aero. SSC, which stands for Shelby Supercars, no relation to Carroll Shelby, came out of nowhere with this car in the mid-2000s. The Ultimate Aero wasn't just fast, it was, for a time, the fastest production car in the world. That's right, in 2007, it officially dethroned the Bugatti Veyron with a top speed of 256 miles per hour. That's no small feat, especially for a small American company going up against the might of Bugatti and Volkswagen. Under its hood, a twin-turbocharged 6.3-liter V8 pushing out over 1,000 horsepower. And unlike many European supercars, the Ultimate Aero was about pure speed. No traction control, no fancy stability systems, just raw, unfiltered power. This car put America on the map in the hypercar world. It showed that you didn't need to be a massive car company with unlimited resources to build something that could smash world records. All you needed was vision, determination, and a lot of horsepower. 2. Hennessey Venom GT. Now, if the SSC Ultimate Aero was wild, the Hennessey Venom GT is just plain ridiculous. Built by Hennessey Performance, this car took the idea of too much power and made it a reality. The Venom GT was essentially a heavily modified Lotus chassis stuffed with a twin-turbocharged 7.0-liter V8 producing up to 1,244 horsepower. Yes, you heard that right, over 1,200 horses in a car that weighed less than most Ferraris. The result? Absolute insanity. The Venom GT set a world record for the fastest 0 to 300 kilometers per hour acceleration, doing it in just 13.6 seconds. It also hit a top speed of 270 miles per hour in a test run, though it didn't qualify for the official record books due to technicalities. Still, that number alone shows just how extreme this car was. The Venom GT isn't just a supercar. It's one of the most extreme machines ever put on the road. It embodies that American philosophy of, if it's not fast enough, add more power. 1. Hennessey Venom F5. Finally, we have to talk about the Hennessey Venom F5, the spiritual successor to the Venom GT. If the GT was wild, the F5 is Hennessey's attempt to rewrite the laws of physics. The Venom F5 is designed with one goal in mind: to break the 300 miles per hour barrier and officially claim the title of the fastest production car in the world. Under its sleek carbon fiber body lies a twin-turbocharged 6.6-liter V8 producing, wait for it, 1,817 horsepower. That's not a typo. Nearly 2,000 horses in a street car. Hennessey named it after the F5 Tornado, the most powerful category on the Fujita scale, and honestly, that's fitting. This car is a force of nature. It's not just about speed, either. The aerodynamics, the engineering, the sheer precision put into this car show that America isn't just building muscle-bound monsters anymore. We're building cutting-edge hypercars that can rival anything Europe or even Bugatti can dream of. The Venom F5 is America's moonshot in the supercar world, and whether or not it officially breaks that 300 miles per hour mark, it's already cemented its place in automotive history. And that's for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got thoughts, questions, or video ideas? Drop them down in the comments. I read every single one.